A lot of brides this year are upset because they feel like they have to pay so much extra because they are getting married. So when they go to get their makeup done, they're saying, why do I have to pay more for my makeup just because I'm getting my makeup done for my wedding? If they go to get their nails done, why do I have to pay more to get my nails done just because I'm getting my nails done for my wedding? So brides this year are upset because the second that they mention, I'm getting married or this is for my wedding, they're saying that the costs are just going up. People are charging extra just because they use that word wedding. People are complaining, and sometimes they don't even let you know that they're getting married. So I am hearing that there are brides out there that are booking vendors, booking people for their wedding, and they're not saying that it's for a wedding because they want a lower price. So in this video, we are going to talk about it. But before we get into that, I want to formally introduce myself. My name is Lanielle Kuzar, and this is Yes Event Academy, where we talk about all things events. And for everybody who loves to decorate, I have classes that'll help you start your own business.
One thing that I find to be really irritating and really annoying is when vendors or businesses do dynamic pricing and they upcharge bride, wedding, things like that by so much. I think that that's really honestly nasty and a bad business practice. And I understand that they're providing a higher level of service, but then that's how it should be communicated and priced. Because I get like, okay, it should be more expensive if I have a makeup artist come to me on a Saturday as opposed to if I go to them like when they're open or whatever. That makes sense. But to me, that's charging for travel and charging for time and charging for like personalization, not charging more because it's a wedding. What I think is annoying is if just because you're a bride, like you go to a nail salon, they charge you more because it's your bridal nails. That makes no sense. Like if I'm going to get a spray tan, charging me more because it's a bridal spray tan, that makes no sense. I have seen some spray tan artists, I do really like this, sell a bridal package where it's like all in price and it includes like 5 tans, so you can do like a trial, bachelorette, whatever. And that to me doesn't bother me because it's like you're getting a deal because you're buying in bulk and you can give it as a gift to someone. I have just noticed a lot of people, when it has the word wedding or bride, just tack on an extra $200 when they're not actually providing an extra $200 worth of service.
Now, as someone who has an event decorating business, my business has been open for almost 7 years and I have decorated weddings. There are times where I will charge wedding clients more than I will charge somebody else if I'm doing a bridal shower or a baby shower or a birthday party, right? So here's the thing, when it comes to weddings, there are times where a bride will ask you to do more. So, for example, I was decorating for a wedding and they asked me to provide a flower wall backdrop. Okay. So, with this flower wall backdrop, I had to set it up for the wedding. So, I charged them a price for that flower wall. But they also asked me to move the flower wall inside for the reception. Okay. So if I was setting up this flower wall at a birthday party, I would not have to move it. So if I set up at a birthday party, wherever I set up, that is where the decorations are going to stay. But there are times where at a wedding, they want you to take one decoration and then move it into another room. So it's more responsibility. It's more work, right? So I completely understand when someone is charging more because it's more work. If you are charging a bride more because you're doing more, I completely understand that, okay? But if a bride were to come to me and ask me for a price of something, right? If they were to ask me for the price of one of my backdrops and I give them a price, the price is going to stay the same unless they ask me to do more. Just because it's for a wedding, I'm not going to automatically say, oh, that's $300 more, right? So if they are asking me to do more work because of their wedding, then I am going to increase the price.
I think if you as a business owner really want to like do bridal things and wedding things and be super, super luxury, then like that's just how you should market your entire business. You want to have like a luxury tier, a basic tier, whatever, that's fine. I'm just saying to have it wedding is magically more expensive without really specific reasoning why. Get out over here. No.
Now, here's the thing. There are some times where you are automatically going to pay more if you are having a wedding. So let's say that you're hiring an event planner or an event coordinator. Once they find out that it's for a wedding, yes, the price is automatically going to go up. Why? Because they have to do more work, right? So helping to plan a birthday party or a baby shower is not as much work as planning a wedding. And it's the same thing with event coordination. Coordinating someone's birthday party or coordinating a baby shower is not as much work as coordinating a wedding. I think she brings up a really good point. We as professionals should make it very clear why we are charging a certain amount. So if you give somebody a quote and then you decide to go up on that quote, it is our responsibility to explain why. We can't just charge an extra amount of money because someone says, oh, this is for a wedding, and then we don't explain why, right? So I think as a professional, really in any business, if you are going to go up on your price, then you should explain why.
I think it's just nasty and gross to charge extra because it's a bride. And I know a lot of them will try and like justify it and be like, well, it has to be perfect. It has to be this. It has to be that. That should be your baseline level of customer service. If you have to charge extra to get your best work.
So here's another thing. Sometimes professionals, like a makeup artist, they may have a wedding day package because they're including a whole bunch of things that the bride may not think about, right? So they may have a package that's specifically for brides because they have worked with a number of brides before and they already know what they need. Now, I'm not sure how I feel about people lying and saying that they're just having an event. I don't think that anyone should have to lie. I don't think anybody should have to lie and keep it a secret that they're getting married. You're hiring your vendors. You don't want to lie and say that it's a regular event or it's a baby shower or, you're just keeping it a secret. I think the worst thing that you could do is hire a photographer and you do not tell them that it is for your wedding. Now, that's another service where I can definitely see photographers charging more for weddings than they do for other events. Because the photographer is going to be running around trying to get so many different shots. There's a lot, like it's a longer day. There's a lot more responsibility. And this is your wedding. This is your wedding. So, of course, the photographer is going to charge more because they are putting in more energy, more effort to make sure that you are getting the pictures that you like and the pictures that you want. So I don't know, like for me, I am not going to lie to anybody and tell them that it's for a baby shower when I'm really planning my wedding. No, I don't want any of my vendors showing up to my wedding thinking that it's another type of event. I want them to be prepared. I want them to come to my wedding prepared to do their job. So I don't know how I feel about people lying. I completely understand, though, that if you feel like you're going to get ripped off, right? If you feel like you're going to get ripped off, then you may not want to say that it's a wedding. Here's the thing, though. Whenever you are hiring someone for your event, you are going to have to sign a contract. You are going to have to sign a contract. So if you are lying about what type of event it is, and then after you sign the contract, you decide to tell your vendor, it's for a wedding, it's not for a birthday party, then your vendor could pull out because you signed a contract under false pretenses. They booked you for a baby shower and now come to find out it's a wedding. You could lose your vendor because you lied to them. So I don't know how I feel about lying. I would not recommend it. I would be very, very clear with whoever it is that you are hiring, telling them, this is what I want. How much is it going to cost me? Here's the thing. When you are hiring someone for your wedding is one of the biggest days of your life. So if you have to go into your contract with them lying, mm-mm, that's probably not the vendor for you. You need to hire someone who you can trust. You need to hire someone where you feel comfortable with their pricing, right? So if you feel like someone's ripping you off and just charging you a whole bunch of money just for the sake of doing that, then do not book with them. Anybody who you book for your wedding, you should feel very comfortable in the services that they are offering. You should feel very comfortable in the value that they're offering. So, whatever it is that you're paying, you should feel like, yes, I'm getting a good value. But that's the thing. I feel like sometimes people are just looking for a good deal. And a good deal and a good value is not always the same thing because you do get what you pay for, right? So rather than having to lie in order to get a good price, I would just say shop around until you find someone who is in your budget. So you should know how much you want to spend on your planner, your flowers, your DJ, your photographer. Go around, do your research, right? Shop around, find someone who's in your budget, and also find someone who you feel like you can trust.
This actually happened to my friend at a nail salon. She booked, it was like a bigger business that had many employees. She booked like 8 appointments at once or something for like her mom, her sister, a couple of her bridesmaids, whatever. So they were all gonna get their nails done at the same time. And like they just booked the appointments, like full set, pedicure, whatever. And then when they got there, like they were talking about the wedding, obviously. It was like 2 days before the wedding. The people were like, oh, this is your bridal set? And they wanted to charge just my friend 3 times as much. They wanted to charge her 3 times as much. And she said that she crashed out and started crying and like took her credit card back, left her entire family there, and then went to a different salon and was like, can I just get green plain acrylic nails? And they turned out so good. And she said it was $40. It shouldn't cost more because my wedding is in 2 days. What does that have to do with you?
With this nail salon, this is just ridiculous because why are you charging more just for the sake of charging more? Here's my thing. I am not going to mess up an opportunity with a client, right? So the thing is that when you just try to charge more just for the sake of charging more, now you're going to lose a client. And most likely that client is going to blast you on social media. People do not care. They will go on social media and blast you. So now you could potentially lose money because you were being greedy and tried to charge more for the sake of just trying to charge more. So in this case, was it worth it? With that nail salon, was it worth it for you to try to charge extra? Now you lost the client. Now you lost business. So let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you automatically raise your prices if it's a wedding? If you do, let me know why. And for everybody who's gotten married this year, or if you're planning on getting married later this year, let me know what your experience is. Are people out here just charging crazy prices because you're a bride? For everybody who's interested in starting your own balloon decorating business, I have a training program that is closing this month. So if you are interested in learning how to create beautiful balloon decorations and how to start booking clients, make sure you check the link in the description. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll see you in my next video.